Eh? Got my chat. Got my chatty whoa. Man, I love that grass over there, dude. It's so pretty. That blonde color. How it's all like uniform like that. Anyway, I've been cooking up this title in this video for a minute. Basically, it's called Your Daddy Issues Becomes Our Mama Issues. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, last week, you know, I'm having all these, like, these mini meltdowns by people, right? And I'm, like, wondering, I'm like, man, what's the difference, man? How come I'm okay in these type scenarios, but these other niggas are struggling? It's because I've dealt with my mama issues, okay? Like, look, there's a time when I was young and I was immature. And I was always looking for somebody to blame why my life wasn't going the way I thought or whatever, right? The way I expected. You know, but then coming to find out, these are all unrealistic expectations that I learned from Hollywood anyway. And who are these people to tell us, like, how to live? These people are, like, really, it's a cult. They're kind of crazy. You know, the nuts are running the nut house, so to speak. But a long time ago, man, you know, my dad, he was murdered. He was a career crackhead, that's not a very good feeling to have on your conscience. I mean, hey, thank God for my dad smoking crack, because if he didn't, you never know, I might become a crackhead. I despise crack because of what happened to my dad. And come to find out, it's not the hood, it's not the streets, it's not really the cartels that did it. It was the government, the American government was responsible. They used crack as a weapon to destabilize the population here. You know what I'm saying? And hey, it's just, I'm a victim of the drug war. Why am I so fucked up? The drug war. But anyway, I'm not so fucked up. Man, I just heard something out there. I'm not so fucked up that, you know, here's another thing. Like, them who ain't sick have no need of a physician. So a physician ain't nothing to somebody who ain't sick. But look, if you're sick, you got a reason. You're trying to figure out how to heal or whatnot, right? So all this shit becomes relevant because you're suffering and you get sick of suffering, right? And you want to figure out how to fucking fix it, right? And a lot of these things will come upon you naturally, right? I guess maybe with time, with experience, with maturity, with growth. But it's been a long time since I haven't, you know, I was always looking for somebody to blame. Like, is it my parents? Is it society? Is it the cops? Right? But I've forgiven my mom and dad a long time ago, and I don't, you know, I'm not mad at my mom for what she did back in the day at all, right? Because I could be. I mean, it's like this: is it right or is it wrong? I mean, it's up to that person. It's not. We ain't everybody else. We can't read everybody's mind. They're not extensions of us. Okay, so if people have a different experience than you, well, they had a different experience than you. That doesn't mean nothing's wrong with them. It doesn't mean nothing's wrong with you. That's just life. Okay. So I realized though, but look. After I forgave and moved on, man, like, look how all these, like, this dark cloud that was following me kind of went away, right? And at times, you know, hey, the cloud shows up, but it doesn't stay. It's just a storm, okay? It'll pass. But, so to speak, you know, philosophically speaking. So it's kind of like, look, I realize, you know, these people in my life, man, how they haven't forgiven their moms, right? They don't know how to. Maybe, and it's like, you know, look, I didn't learn this from watching other people. I learned this through self-experience, self-discovery, okay? But you can learn from somebody else, man. Fucking, like, if I tell you, hey, from my experiences, once I've forgiven people and I let it go, how my life became lighter, and all of a sudden, look, and then I was put back in control over my life a little bit, okay? I started, you know, being a professional. I started these self-sabotaging beliefs that I had. Kind of, a lot of that shit kind of went away, man. It kind of comes, It's a package deal, man. When you heal, sometimes you got to heal in a totally different area. And then it circles back and it swings around and it monkey jumps to another area that you didn't realize was the real problem, right? And I see these people are kind of caught in that. It's kind of like this. Okay, if a person can't talk about it, that's a problem. Like me, I can talk about it. But if you talk about it all the time, you're obsessed, you're not healed yet neither, right? So it's kind of like, look, you can speak on it. You can hold your peace on it too, because look, who you got to prove to? You already done proved to yourself, right? Every time I come out in the woods too, I think of my mom, my mother, because when our relationship started to like get repaired, okay? Not to say that it was horrible or whatever. It's just, look, hey, just to say that a relationship got better doesn't mean that it was bad or you don't appreciate it or it's unlovable or anything like that. It's like, from my experience, right? When I lived under my mother's roof and she was the boss, she paid all the bills, it was hell. Like, look, I heard about every single bit of it, okay? Once we both moved out of it, I moved out from under her roof and we had to re-move in together. And we had to pay our own fucking rent for our rooms, right? All of a sudden that I'm the boss, you have to listen to me, I'm the authoritarian, and you do what I say or else I'll cut off your funding or whatnot. Those type of situations. Those kind of stopped, right? So what I did, we started playing frisbee golf. See, now, when we leave the house and we're out here, neither of us owns this earth, right? So we come out here as more equals. Under her roof, she can't see me as an equal. She still can't see me as an equal because she's older than me and just my mother. It's just, for some reason, your own household isn't going to believe you. Outsiders will see right away. They'll be like, damn, dude, you're fucking, it's remarkable. I didn't even have to see the change, but I know there was a change, right? But the motherfuckers will be right up in it. They'll be the last ones to acknowledge it. It's until an outsider comes and tells them they acknowledge it. Now all of a sudden they've acknowledged it. Whatever. It's all good in the hood. But anyway, going out here in nature, right? And look, out here in nature, like I almost got to take a shit right now. Every time I get out here, I have to take a shit after I get about 10 minutes away from any place you could shit. But you could shit anywhere out here if I had toilet paper on me. But today I'm just out here going for a walk, getting some fresh air because I've been in hibernation mode, right? Ain't much felt like talking. I've been chewing on a lot, digesting a lot. Anyway, back to the point. If mamas don't get it together, right? And they don't learn how to, like, for instance, say you and your dad's relationship sucked. It wasn't very good. And you're openly, like you said, you rejoiced when they had a failure, and it's like you're totally grown, they're dead and gone. That's almost like a wound. Can that wound ever really be repaired? And then you got people in your life, like maybe your children, maybe, and you're watching them struggle with something, right? And you don't know what it is. And it's the same thing that you've struggled with, and you don't see it, you don't get it, because, like, look, you're too close, too caught up in it, wrapped up in it, to see it for yourself. And then the people who are close enough with you and been through the trenches with you tell you the feedback, right? But you're just too sensitive. You can't receive it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, don't cast your pearls before swine, lest the swine not only trample your pearls, but then the swine will turn and rend you with its teeth, right? That sort of thing, right? So sometimes it's like, yeah, you could say a lot, but you can't say it because it ain't going to be received well. It's only going to make things worse. And if it ain't beneficial for everybody, then hey, what's that rule? If you ain't got something good to say, don't say it. Right? Kinda. So it's like, I don't really have nothing really bad to say. Like, look, about anything that happened back in the past, it's been forgiven, okay? How am I on one hand saying I'm going to forgive you, but then I'm going to hold up something back in the day that can't be undone? It's already past. It's living in the past. So that's setting a bad example in the first place. You can't move on from something until you acknowledge it. You look at it. You toil with it. You forgive the situation. Then you can go to the people themselves and talk to them about it. Right? Because you've already did the inner work alone between you and God, right? Hey, we can pray anytime, man. We have a full-time therapist, God, Jesus. They're out just waiting for us to pray, kind of. So, and then also coming from a toxic family structures and all, whatnot. Narcissistic, just modern, whatever, however you want to say it. You're like a therapist. You have to be, because you have to console these people and help them regulate their emotions. So you might have to role play and be the bad guy and let them fucking throw a tantrum and blame you. And just so you can see, it's like, I'm not fighting you. You're not fighting me neither. What you're doing is you're fighting your daddy issues, right? And you're trying to cause a generational curse where, because it's like this, man. It's like, I have drug addict friends, right? Shit, I'm an addict too sometimes. A lot, right? But sometimes I won't be using or anything, right? Then one of my buddies, my good time buddies, will have a bag or something, and I'll do it because it's hard for me to say no. If somebody's offering me something for free, it's hard to say no, dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I do. Sometimes I know better. I just avoid the whole situation, right, altogether. But I can't. You can't run forever. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. These, like, being an addict, you're kind of like, you're living a double life. You're hiding from certain people. Certain people know what you're doing. Some people don't. They know what you're doing, but you just ain't admitted it. It's a dance, right? But sometimes people, they've been carrying that load, that weight, all this time, right? And they just want somebody to be in it with them, dude. But the minute that you take their bait and you get high, all of a sudden they start treating you like the crackhead. And like, they're just this concerned citizen who's only looking out for you. But no, it's like, no, nigga, you're trying to project your guilt and shame on me. You know, I see this game that you're playing, dude. And that's the reason I don't do it. Listen, I know how to hide an addiction, okay? Because, you know, fucking there is a time where you just have to, okay? Fucking, but I don't like it. So I'm not gonna, the last thing I'm gonna do is mention it. But these people, like, they mention it quick. They're quick to mention what's wrong, but they associate you with it. But then and that's to, like, cover their own self, their own tracks, to make you look like the bad guy. When it's like, hey, nigga, I wouldn't even be high right now if I didn't fucking, like, answer the phone call and come ahead and kick it with you. It's no big deal. But if you're gonna fucking project guilt and shame at me for having a heart and caring, right? Too much, I guess. I mean, that can be a fault too, caring too much about the wrong things, right? That's another thing that forgiveness helps with. You forgive your parents. You forgive your upbringing. After you forgive the people that hurt you the most, the people that hurt you the least, it's easy to forgive them. You don't even see a reason to forgive them no more, because you don't even see an offense. Which, hey, the magic is working. The magic done made the shit, resolve the shit on its own, it would seem. But no, it doesn't resolve on its own. You just got to be willing, man. You got to be willing. You got to be meek. You know that you still got growing to do, that you ain't learned it all. You don't know it all. That, you know, if you look at yourself from a year ago, from now, do you see any growth? Or do you see the reverse growth? What? You know, hey, examine yourself. See if you be in the faith or not. Right? But anyway, I'll probably make a second video on this, and I'll continue on the train of your daddy issues ends up being someone's mama issues.